10 seconds.
Hi everybody, welcome to our previous episode. We've got Soleil and Serendipity with us today. Hi girls.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
How was your weekend? How was your... Oh, this is my home world. It's beautiful. I'm gonna show you around later because Soleil has been away. It is, yeah. We've got a crashed up spaceship, and then at the back of that we've got like a boat that is all shipwrecked as well. But it's very beautiful. I'll show you around later. Yeah. How was your weekend? And you were away.
Yeah, we went to this little town in Mexico that's you can only get to from a boat, and there's no cars. There's just horses and donkeys and bikes. And my love's family lives there, and it was very sweet to be in just this small, really connected community. And I'm the only white girl on this little. It feels like an island, even though it's not. But it was really fun to get to just feel a part of the community. And the funniest part of the story I wanted to tell you from it, actually, they had a soccer tournament. They're all really into football. And they made the trophy for the winners out of beer cans. So they put together different colored beer cans with cool colored tape and made this huge trophy out of beer cans. I was like, this is a very Mexican. Because they drink beer here like water. Yeah. It's just it was really funny. I was like, oh, this is a beautiful welcoming tradition. But yeah, it was really beautiful. I got to see some cool beautiful waterfall and snakes and animals, and it was big lizards. It was great.
I'm glad you had a good time. Yes, Mexican ingenuity. We make things out of all kinds of weird stuff, rubbish for most people, but we recycle it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good that you had a good time.
Yeah, thank you.
And you went to a very remote part, so you got to see what the world used to be before, internet and cars and all that stuff. There's a lot of places like that in Mexico still. Very nice.
Totally. And one of the relatives gifted me an avocado the size of my head. It's literally this huge avocado.
Oh man!
I couldn't believe it was so good. It was just perfectly ripe. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, that's awesome! I'm glad you had a good time. I love it when you're in my country.
Yeah, me too. My Spanish is getting better every day.
Awesome. We'll have to do the Mexican version or the Spanish version of Three Girls and One Mic. We'll just have to do it so it's all Spanish. See how it goes.
I would like that. Yeah. Thank you for you can support me in my guerrita status.
Definitely, yes. Oh, well, that's wonderful. Last week, it was just Serendipity and myself because the Scene and Venus weren't available, and we had a lot of issues that day, but we got through. And Serendipity is a new girl, so I did ask her a little bit about her on the previous podcast or stream, but I don't think I didn't want her to just sort of try to ramble everything on and rush, what she does, because what she actually does, very interesting. And I'd like her to maybe tell us a little bit more about, you have to check her Instagram. I haven't had a chance to do her tags yet, but we will. So you can follow her on Instagram because what she does is really, really nice. Tell us about it.
Oh, thank you. Well, okay, so my Instagram was set up when I was part of a burlesque troupe called Untamed Babes Burlesque. I'm not performing with them anymore, but as that whole period of my life still holds a very special place in my heart. Right now I'm actually working for the VR meditation company Trip, which has been pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know, and I'm ready to get more involved with this. This has been really cool being a part of this already, and I'm excited to continue on and get to learn more in VR chat and find a more permanent avatar that Lilybeth's going to help me out with, which I really appreciate.
Pleasure. We're working on that, so we'll get it all set up. And but that's
What's your role
really
within
good.
Trip?
And no, go on.
Sorry, I have to-
Yeah, so I mostly do customer support when people write in and, they need help with the app and setting up accounts and stuff like that. And then I also do a little bit of IT, like I keep all the asset lists up to date and stuff like that.
I checked out a few of their. I went to a couple of the meditations. It was pretty fun to get to just see the experience offering because I'd heard a lot about them as a tool for. I'm a therapist as well, so I'd heard about them as a tool for clients. So I went to a few. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So did you go to the live events?
Yeah, I went to a couple live events.
Oh, nice. Do you remember who the session leaders were by chance?
I don't. The first time I just kind of popped in and was like, "What's going on?" Because I just saw it listed, so I wanted to see. And then I went to another one, but I don't recall.
Oh, okay. Which app were you in? Were you in VR chat? Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another thing I do for Trip is I actually I moderate events in Rec Room. So we're all over the metaverse.
Can you tell us and everybody that's watching exactly a little bit more about that app because I'm not familiar with it. Is it in VR or is it on your phone?
So it's primarily a VR app. We do have a mobile app also, but it's primarily based in VR. And we have a really big selection. We have different sections in the app. So there's meditation specifically for focus, like that are best to do midday. There's meditations called Calm, that's sort of evening time wind down. And then there's also a section called Drift, which is helped designed to... It's basically designed for like if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're having trouble getting back to sleep, or if you just want to unwind before bed. And there's probably hundreds of topics to choose from, and you can mix and match different worldscapes and different topics to go over. We have a couple really cool experiences. One is based on Ram Dass. That one is, I think, my favorite. Yeah. We have all sorts of different video clips, just different places in the world that you could just sit and meditate in if you want to. Or, my favorite thing in the whole app is called Conscious Existence. If you ever get Trip, you have to check out Conscious Existence. Actually, I think there's other places you can find that one as well. But it's so beautiful. Like, I've watched it and just like bawled my eyes out so many times just because it's so beautiful.
So when I actually first heard about Trip, I was thinking that it was actually used for doing like psychedelic journeys, and I was like thinking, I can just do mushrooms and and go into Trip. So I imagine you could do that, but maybe is not designed for that.
So actually we are also involved in clinical trials involving ketamine-assisted therapy.
Okay.
So there's definitely the psychedelic aspect. Yeah.
Okay. Although ketamine isn't officially a psychedelic, it's a little bit more nuanced in terms of its use. But yeah, certainly there's like some a benefit to having a meditative, beautiful space to be in while because ketamine basically just shuts your body down and hits reset. So having a space to be in to like relax during the reset when your body can't move, like that's a really beautiful opportunity potentially.
Yeah. I've always wanted to try, but I've always been a little too scared.
And so you do this with your headset on, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as the trials that they're involved with, I don't think that they're using the headsets while they're doing the ketamine therapy. I think it's sort of in conjunction with separately. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because usually the ketamine is done in a clinic, so you're sitting for 30 minutes with a clinic and the chemical, and you're being observed. But one of my challenges actually, are we talking about the ketamine treatment for a second? I feel like
Yeah, but I don't know what is that about.
so ketamine is a horse tranquilizer, but it basically just like helps your brain reset. But it's also a party drug, where people will just use it recreationally. So now that it's gotten approved for like clinical use, where you'll sit with usually it's a nurse that's actually a nurse practitioner that's administering it, and they'll give you the drug, and you sit for 30 minutes, and you'll receive the treatment, and then maybe there's like another 30 minutes of decompression after, and then you leave. So my concern, I've worked with clients in therapy who've experienced the treatment, and a lot of them are really dysregulated and have a really hard time integrating what just happened. And so in some ways it's really hard because they're then kind of like left into the like go into the universe with this really intense thing that just happened where their brain hit reset. So I think it sometimes is happening too much. And there's now like mail order companies where you can literally get a prescription over the mail. They'll mail it to your house to do a ketamine treatment. So I think it's getting a little bit like too loosey-goosey in my opinion, and should be done with more care, maybe with longer periods of time with therapists sitting with you with hours and hours of support and care, not just sort of like having some treatment and then walking
reset,
out and
off you go.
hoping that you don't wander into
totally.
traffic. It's definitely an edgy experience, but psychotropics can be just as harmful. People who take SSRIs and other things that can be really edgy too. So I mean, it's any chemical that we're fucking with our brains, it can be a problem.
Especially if you're not sort of, able to cope with that sort of stuff. Like your brain is not, prepared. You've got to be,
or if you don't have a community,
like you say, if you've got issues, and or like if you've got too many issues, too many things going on, it will be just too hard to press reset and then just off you go. It will be just too much. Yeah.
We definitely need community. You need somebody like with you afterwards, like sitting with you. Like we just need more support around those experiences, and that's true for most psychedelics too. But like, we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I had one really bad acid trip alone in the forest, and I was like, why did I decide to do acid alone in the forest?
Oh no.
Saw lots of amazing stars like swirling around me like a typhoon, but like not the best psychological experience.
I had a very bad experience on my own with brownies. With pod brownies.
Yeah,
I had
cannabis can be
instead
really
of having
disorienting.
Yeah, the thing is that I was right by myself. My roommate decided to go out with her friends, and I was like, yeah, okay. We made the cake. We tried it. Oh, it's not very strong. You can hardly taste it. It was chocolate. So I had the whole thing, the whole
you never
slice.
Right away. Oh
Which,
no, that's
Oh my god.
Oh,
and I was in VR.
Oh, that's. Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, you could be
I was lost.
for like days.
Up on you.
I've had like a 3-day high from cannabis from like edibles because it's like it can go on forever in your body.
Oh yeah, I was like hopping around between worlds, lost. I was looking for someone that would tell me what to do, because I was so scared of being on my own, and I was like looking for people. But every time I click on something, it will take me somewhere else because I didn't know what I was doing. It was very scary. Finally, I found someone, a friend of mine, and I told him what was going on. I said, I'm going to die. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm scared to just go lie down. He's like, just go to sleep. You'll be fine. I'm like, no, I'll die. It was so scary.
I'm glad you found someone. Yeah.
I did, but it was very scary.
Sounds similar to my bad mushroom trip. I made the mistake of eating an eighth of mushrooms, like very shortly after my dad died. And my boyfriend had dumped me, and I lost my job all within a matter of like 3 weeks. And then I'm like, I'm gonna take a whole bunch of mushrooms. That was such a bad decision. No. I ended up 100% convinced like I was dying. I was for sure dying. Like my friends had to call my brother to come pick me up, and I told him, you need to take me to mom. I need to say goodbye. And he's like, I'm not taking you to mom. You're going to be fine. And he got me home, and I'm like, at least let me lay in bed with you. I don't want to die alone. And he's like, no, you're not dying. You're going to be okay. It was awful. It was so bad.
Yeah, and then usually I'll
Yeah.
tell folks like if they're gonna try psychedelics, they want to be in a kind of positive mindset because if you're already in a really negative, like
Yes.
having a really hard time, it's really hard to then like change the direction of a trip because your brain tends to like work with a material it's already like working with. So if there's a lot of like negative energy,
Yeah.
like you tend to go down that hole even deeper, and if you're not ready for that, it's like so terrifying for your body.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
glad you're okay.
Yeah, it is.
I'm glad you survived.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can understand now the usual cases of people hurting themselves when they're under the influence of stuff. Because if your mind is not coping with something and then you take something that's going to make you feel like that, losing control, yeah, you could end up in a very bad place, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And some of the best trips I've had has been when I would like notice that I'm like doing something weird and I'm able to like ride it out and be like I can have awareness of like this is my body like going on this journey, and you're kind of like becoming an observer to the experience versus like feeling like you're just like being tossed about by the waves. And like it takes a lot of skill to like know when your brain is like, oh, I'm not actually psychotic right now. I'm moving through these experiences of like chemicals telling stories in my brain, and like, but yeah, it takes a lot of skill to like get to that space of like doing integration work well. And like I met this guy actually here in Mexico who he was like maybe 60, and I met him in like a mushroom cafe where they serve psychedelic mushrooms, and he said he'd had over 1,000 trips, and I was like,
Wow.
how the fuck do you like have a brain left after that much psychedelics? I mean, I meet a lot of like party kids that like just do a lot. And then he told me this story about how he was like abusive to his wife and his wife left him, and I was like, how do you do mushrooms 1,000 times and the universe never tells you, hey, why don't you be nice to the woman in your world? Like,
Yeah,
you clearly were listening to the
seriously.
universe if you like you're alienated from your family, because you like, what was the point of these fucking trips then if you were like still a shitty person?
Yeah. Because I guess that's the point, isn't it? To take drugs, to try to become a better person. That would be the only reason I would take drugs, I think.
You want to enhance and expand.
Because I have
not
heard.
to, like,
Yeah, go back to or go back to being a more prehistoric creature, with no sense of
totally.
what other people are feeling and that sort of stuff. I have heard of friends that they've said if it's managed properly, if you've got like a buddy that keeps an eye on you, some of these trips can be very good. Like you say,
totally.
you can discover a lot of stuff about yourself and takes you to another level. So yeah, but I've always been very scared of doing it. I haven't found anybody that I would trust enough yet to do it with. Yeah.
And nobody needs 1,000 of them. Like, there's
No,
something else wrong
yeah,
with
that's
you
too
with that
much.
many. There's something else
He's
happening with your
escaping
body
his
that-
reality.
Yeah, you don't exist anymore. You're just like a ball of energy floating in the universe now. I mean, maybe we all are.
Completely lost. But that one is completely lost. At least we aiming for something. He's like, zigzagging all over the place, lost.
What are you aiming for,
Ah,
Lily? What's when you're speak?
Oh, for me, well, I was able to spend a bit. You know how I've been sick for a while, and I was not really strong enough to stay here in VR longer than maybe just an hour, for our podcast. But yesterday I went for it. I had a lot of fun. I went back to see some of my friends. We did karaoke. I did a little bit of dancing and a bit of exploring. Nothing to what I used to do, but it was a lot better. And yeah, once my sort of insides started hurting and I could feel like I was getting a little bit tender, I thought, time to leave. But by that time,
I'm so glad.
I had so much fun. Yeah, it was really, really good. But I streamed myself singing in a karaoke bar, which I don't really sing. I can't sing to save my life. It's terrible. But I was like so happy to see my friends that I was like, yeah, go on, I'll give it a... So yeah, there's a stream out there of me singing. I sang, there was quite a few songs that I did try. I'm not very good with the name of the songs, but there's one, what's it called? Can't remember the name, but it's a very popular one. No, I will have to, I'm bad with names. Very bad, but it was good. and you could read the letters. But you know how I've got a delay with my sound because I'm so far away.
Yeah.
So I'm singing ahead of everybody else, which is weird.
Oh, that's always how it is in VR.
Yeah, yeah. So you've been to the karaoke world?
I have. I sang karaoke once in VR chat, and it was so awkward. Just because there's always that delay, so everybody is always off timing. So it really highlights when you're not a good singer, when you're like totally off timing. But it's
What
fun.
happened with me? Yeah, I ratted myself out by myself, like you can tell. So I end up howling in the end and playing the air guitar because it was bad. But I had a lot of fun. Yeah,
I feel like
it
karaoke's
was a
not
lot of
meant for
fun.
like good singing. Karaoke's like not meant for good singers in the first place. I feel like good singers who go to karaoke, it's like you're just trying to make us feel bad. Like it's meant to just be like a joke
Oh.
versus like a show.
Exactly. There was a guy there, his voice was amazing. And we were like, oh, that's so good. I was like, it made me feel even worse. I was like, oh, that's it. I'm
Yeah.
not singing anymore. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was good. And earlier in the week, nothing much. Yeah, I didn't do a lot. But I'm very excited about having Serendipity here. Join us, with Soleil.
Thank you.
I think we are getting a nice little. Oh no, you're welcome here. We're getting a nice little team on with Soleil, where everybody's different.
Yeah, it's nice.
So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
We just have to
Oh,
like.
there was
figure out
something
what-
else. Yeah, go on.
We have to figure out what things will make serendipity uncomfortable because sometimes we push the boundaries in things we talk about. So let us know if there's any topics that you're like, I don't like to talk about. 'Cause I
Oh,
sometimes
as
don't
long
much
as
don't
we're
have much
not
of a
talking
filter.
politics, I'm good.
Okay.
Yes.
We
yeah.
tend
I am
to
No
wide
avoid
open.
politics.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no politics. Yeah.
Any
We don't
any
go there,
sex
but,
things that make you uncomfortable? Any sex topics?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not
okay,
at all.
great. I usually
Because he
push
can
the
get
envelope on
very
that.
hot. He gets. Oh, she's a very sexy
Oh,
girl.
good.
She loves to
Oh,
talk
good.
about sex. So that's why we like to have her here. Yeah, she's very knowledgeable as well. About that sort of stuff. Keeps us right. The terms and things like that. I'm a very vanilla person, so she keeps me right with all the latest language and terms and things that I didn't even know about. So it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We learn from each
Mhm.
other every day.
Yeah, I'm totally good with sex talk.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. So the other thing that I can think that I was watching social media and I came across a little post saying that it was talking about how what used to be called Facebook, which is now Meta. I hate it when he
Yep.
changes the name. He's so arrogant. To think that he's Meta. Meta is all of us. Anyway, we won't go there. But yeah, so Meta, the company, is spending an awful lot of money in the metaverse. And they're actually losing a lot of money because it's such a new technology, new things. Horizon Worlds, and with the equipments that they make, and with the staff, and so it's a lot. And this post in particular was talking about how the avatar. They were saying that if Meta cannot get their avatars right, they could actually lose everything because it is a very important part of the experience. They saying that an avatar doesn't necessarily have to look. Yeah, it doesn't have to look realistic. In fact, it's actually detrimental for it to try to aim for something that looks realistic because you can never get it to look real. And it looks creepy.
Yep.
Okay, so you can
Yep.
make it still that is very realistic to your features, but you can still tell it's a cartoon or a character. It's not trying to be like a real person. And that's what they were trying to aim for, which is not the right thing. And they actually mentioned via chat how the avatars in here It's actually very good because people come in here, and if you want to be a hot dog, you can be a hot dog. If you want to be a piece of pizza talking, you can be a pizza. You know,
Yeah,
anything
they're
you
very
want.
fun.
Even
Yeah.
I've exactly. I've got a lot of friends that are actually guys,
Yeah.
and they like to wear girl avatars, and it's because they like the characters, because they're into the anime scene, or simply because they
And who
just
doesn't
want to
want to
look
have
cute. They want to
Who
experience.
doesn't want to have big titties? Who doesn't want to like
Mhm.
play with titties? Like, I always like play
Exactly.
with my titties.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. So I found the article was quite accurate in that respect. That because they also say you can tell a lot by the person's personality, by the avatar that they choose. And it's true, depending
yeah,
how you
totally.
feel, sometimes you pick a certain avatar. Yeah. And you can tell the newbies via chat straight away when they're wearing all those generic avatars that are like, just from,
Yeah.
the home world. You can tell, he's a newbie. He hasn't been playing very long. And you can tell someone who's like, he's got this amazing, really detailed avatar. You can tell that he's an actual hardcore game player, and he's been here for a while. So,
Yep.
and also you can tell who the trolls are. They put all these crazy avatars that crush people and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, the avatar that you wear, it tells a lot about your personality. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I wonder if there's a similar contrast between like people in the real world. Like you can tell people who like, actually give a shit about their appearance and work hard to like be interesting and be cute, and those who don't, and then maybe compared to like those who really care about their space. Because I imagine Horizon Worlds is spending a lot on like building spaces that you might want and giving a lot of features for everyone to build their own spaces. I've met like entire like developing teams that all they do is build Horizon Worlds every day. And so I think there's like interesting like who would choose to have a space that's really unique to them and who cares more about the avatar and how that like it maybe reflects like how they feel about themselves in real life. Because a lot of people like their space or their possessions becomes their symbol. Like, oh, I drive this nice car, even though I look like a troll. Like this, then I feel better about myself. Instead of like working out themselves to like feel more engaged or embodied in who they are.
Exactly. It is a creative expression of yourself, what you wear, because the avatars that we wear, they are costumes in a way, but it's like in the real world, like you say. It depends how you dress, whether you want to dress nice or a little bit more sexy, or you want to be a little bit more punk or like a little sort of eclectic. That is expressing your personality when you're doing that, which is great. But like you were saying, these Horizon Worlds, we don't have those in Australia yet. We don't have access. But I have heard of it, and there was I was watching a TV show in Netflix about the next designer or something like that. It was about fashion design. They had to design one of the tasks that they had to do and pass. They had to design outfits for male and female, but they were going to be converted into outfits for virtual reality. Precisely because, and it was for a very I think it was Nike or one of those really strong, Adidas. I'm sorry, it was Adidas, I think.
Yeah, they're doing a lot
So
of work.
when you are in these worlds, you can actually buy designer outfits for your avatars or for your spaces. And they are like the real thing, What I mean by the real thing is that it is by the company and the brand. And so it is getting to be a very real thing,
Yeah, and people spending a lot of money on it. It's like a huge investment in the VR is the avatars and accessories and. Well, I've thought about I'm trying to do a little bit of design in VR and trying to learn how to maybe do some fashion and costuming design, but it's really hard. It's like it's a really complex skill set to move from 2D, and I'm not a very good 2D designer either, but move that into the VR space. But like, cool that companies are valuing it enough to start paying people to create things for this space. Important.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that.
And I'm amazed at
people, so it's good.
Yeah, I'm amazed at how many talented designers there are. Like, you were sending me all those different Gumtree web designers and just looking through their work. And it's like, wow, these people are super talented, and there's so many of them, too. And And a lot of them are really young, like surprisingly young. Like, wow, you have a lot of really important skills at such a young age. That's amazing.
It's all the underestimated
Yeah,
gamers
it
who
is
like
the
didn't leave
future.
their house, and now they're like, they got really good at all the technology that we all like missed out on.
Yeah, totally.
Yes, they are the millionaires of the future because that's where things are moving. You know, they're all digital. That's right. Yeah, that's why when you agreed to join us, which we were very happy about, that's what I thought. It's important for you to get an avatar that is got a license. You know, a lot of the designers do actually offer free avatars without a license. I think you just have to join the Discord or something like that. But when you said that you were actually happy to buy one, I was like ecstatic because it is important. I know that there's a lot of copies out there in VR chat and you can clone them and you know, you buy, you know, these pirate copies. And I hate that because as a designer, I understand that a lot of work has been put into it. So I think it's very, very important. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I spent this whole past week, every single day, I'm looking at different avatars trying to settle. And it's hard to just pick one, but I also don't want to go crazy and spend a fortune on like 10. Yeah, I've changed my mind again since I was going to go with Marina, and now there's this other one I'm looking at. So, but I think I've narrowed it down to the one I want.
Yeah. Look, don't feel that you have to rush. That's good. You have to be happy. I made a mistake of that very, very early on. I think I've got about I've bought around 12 avatars since last year. So basically it's one per month. I mean, almost. I mean, fair enough. Some of them are for Christmas, and then the Halloween period. I'm actually looking to do something for Halloween, but. Yes, you can end up spending a fortune. And there's avatars that I buy, and no offense to the designers, they're absolutely beautiful and they look amazing on the. Because when I put them on and I look at myself, it's just not me. But it doesn't mean that they're not right. It's just that they don't suit me.
It'd be nice to see them on my body first sometimes. Do you know of any places you can try them on first before you buy them?
Well, that's the problem. There a lot of these avatars you can't. But things like, you know, do you remember that Barbie house, the Y2K collaboration? Yeah. Those avatars are from very, very, very smart avatar creators. They're quite popular in the game. And their avatars, they've done like a public version of it. So you precisely for that. So you can try it on, see if you like it. They're very cute. You're welcome to keep the sort of public version of it, but if you want the full version, you get the files, and then you can actually customize it a little bit more if you wanted to. But at least you got to try it, and I think that's a wonderful idea. You know, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, they're really cute too.
I mean, yeah.
You want to be designing your own world if you want to. Horizon World is available.
Yes, I'm planning to. I am planning to look. I've already. What would you want? I mean, I've got a lot of stuff that I've created. Because I don't know if you know Serendipity. I'm actually an interior designer, so but I work with SketchUp, so I know how to work a three-dimensional program. The problem is that now I have to make the transition into Blender. So it's again another program that I'm going to have to learn, and I've been meaning to, but it's just like one thing and another. I kind of wanted to concentrate on Unity first, so I can customize my avatars for a little while, and get the basics of it. And then now it's time to start learning Blender. But I've just and then I see. So yeah, but it's something that I would eventually do, and I already have a couple of worlds in mind that I'd like to create and. But yeah, you find amazing ones in here.
Yeah. I keep thinking like what I would want to make for my world, or if I had this ability to, when I do try to design things, or have someone designing for me. Because it's like one of the beauties about VR is the ability to transport into. I'm so sensory, like I feel everything. So even in VR, I feel the space that I'm in the same way that I do, like walking into a beautiful life, like it has the same kind of emotional response for me.
Yeah, I'm like that too.
Do
What
you
would
guys
you
have
have
any
in your
favorite
world?
world designers?
I personally, I do like the stuff that Sam and Camille create. I think they do very, very
Yes.
good work. Um,
Yeah, they're my
and
favorite.
these, the people that create this world, I think he's Wispy Woo is the creator of this world. I guess we could check. I don't know. I don't want to mess up the stream. Oh, yeah, glitch. Whoopsie Woo is another one that I like. Whoopsie. The guy that created this world, he has a couple of other ones as well that are very beautiful too. I have to start doing that. We have to start featuring the worlds and advertising because they do deserve the credit. They're amazing designers.
Definitely.
I just want really
What
good
would you
lighting
have on your
and
world?
really good lighting and good like nature features that are really like engaging. And I like a lot of like interactables. I like a lot of things I can like touch and play with and like engage with. I love the worlds that have a lot of like things to do physically or like to experience or secret spaces. But I mean, I have really vivid dream life. Like every night I transport myself into 50 different scenarios depending on how many dreams I have. Like my brain just like goes to these crazy worlds and they're so detailed, but I've never been in them in real life. So I sometimes wonder, like, A, if I'm like an interdimensional time traveler or like moving between like dimensions, or if like my brain is just creating things that I'm supposed to somehow like embody in some way. So maybe I just have these like that I want to build in my brain.
That would be awesome. That would be so fantastic. No, but I mean, that would be awesome if you could do that, because if you are a interdimensional traveler, that would be fantastic to bring those worlds out there into our world through VR so we can all experience it. Oh, yes. Write it down. As soon as you wake up, write down all the details and do some little drawings or something so, you can eventually capture it. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Although one of the
I'm into
dreams
that
I had
sort of
this week,
stuff,
I should do that. One of the dreams I had this week, I was in like a really crazy mansion that was just like covered and like filled with like really beautiful shoes, and I just was like trying to steal them all and like put them all on my body and everywhere I could to like walk out with these like shoes. Because for some reason in this world, you had to like connect the shoes to your body to get to like keep them when you left. So I was just like this like couture shoe stealer. It was a funny.
That's great. That's a good
Have you ever
dream
been
to
able
have.
to lucid
I'd rather have
dream?
that.
I can definitely engage. So I can remember being like able to like change, especially if it's a bad dream. I can change what's happening, or I can like to like bring in other people, or like change something in the world.
Oh, I could do that. What about you, Serendipity? What would you have in your world if you were to create it?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm not creative when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I can't think of anything.
What kind of spaces do you like? Like, what kind of spaces feed you?
In VR or in real life?
Either.
Both.
Man. Okay, I guess in both. I love, like you were saying, nature. Lots of green. I like the ocean. But there's already a lot of that in VR. I don't know. I think one thing I really like about the Sam and Camille, especially their worlds, is they're so... I don't know. They're realistic to a degree, but they're also... Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to describe them. Yeah. Like, I just recently made their... Soft seduction worlds. That's like my new home space. I don't know if you guys have been to that one, but it's very like cutesy and girly, and I love it.
Yeah.
That was my home world for a little while. Yes, I actually did some videos and they're sleeping on that like lovely bed, and it's pink.
Oh,
so
nice.
I like pink. Yeah.
I love the closet with the cute
I like
little
my home
clothes
world.
in it.
Yes, and you can sit at a little table with a brush and you brush your hair. Yeah, yeah, and because I like my home world usually to be very small, so Sam and Camille's worlds kind of have defeat the purpose of me because I've been making my home world a lot of those that they have because they're sort of fairly small, and as soon as you arrive, you've got access to a mirror straight away, and then I can actually check whatever that I'm wearing, what sort of outfit is got on, and I'm happy with it, and then I can start my journey. A lot of the other worlds that I've always liked as well, they don't have that. You have to actually go somewhere to another room to actually access the mirror. So that's one of the main things that I like about Sam and Camille's worlds. But I must say, this world, as soon as a friend of mine brought me here, we were talking about doing a stream. I was looking for a world where we can do the stream. And he was like, look, I'm going to bring you to this world. It's really, really nice. And as soon as I saw it, I saw the lighting was good. It's got interesting sounds. It's got water. I love water, especially VR water. I love it. So I thought, yeah, okay. And then after our stream, I was like, I really, really like this world. So I made it my home world. So yeah, welcome to my home.
Thanks for sharing it with us. One of the dreams that I have is like a lot of a home world that's really sexy that I could like go to and feel like I'm immediately being like embraced by all of the affection that I'm not getting in my real life sometimes. Because I get a lot of affection, but there's times where you're like just like right now I want to hug, and I can find people, but sometimes it's just like hard to like engage in like social space the social energy it requires. So like I don't know, something about a world that just like go to and that feels like a hug. It feels like it's like cozy and comfortable, but also there's maybe like reminders to me that I am wanted and my pleasure is important, and kind of these like sexy affirmations. I don't know if I'm just how to describe it better. Maybe it's like NPCs that like tell me I'm pretty and want to fuck me.
Oh, I like that.
I don't think you need it. You're going to need NPCs to actually come and fuck you, because I'm sure you have plenty of volunteers, actual players, volunteers. But like
not in Mexico though.
Where it has. No, in VR. Plenty of volunteers in VR.
Yeah. I need to build some more levels in VR. I don't have many in right now. So if anyone's looking for a bossy bitch dom to praise and please,
very sexy, very
feel
sexy.
free to DM me.
Yes. I'm gonna think of some of my friends and I'm gonna set you up. Yeah, because I've been responsible for that I know of for 2 relationships in VR chat. I introduced 2 friends of mine. They're like, and then now they're in an actual relationship in the real world.
I love this. I should just go world hunting with you sometime, and we can go hunting together. I think that you're good at this.
Yes. I'm good at traveling. Look, usually it depends. Lily has different facets. The exploring, I tend to go by myself. So that way I'm not holding anybody back, because sometimes I pop in, quick look, and then I go. But if I want to go to like a scary place, I tend to want to go with a friend. Because especially a guy friend, because I get scared very, very easily. I don't like the dark. I don't like creepy. I don't like, stuff like that.
You mean scary worlds in VR?
Yes, I was in one yesterday, but with all my travels, because I hadn't been, connecting for so long, so I wanted to go and visit a lot of my friends that were online that I hadn't seen in a while. So there was this one that I hadn't seen in like months and months. So I thought, okay, I'll pop in. And as soon as I arrived, it's a scary world. And I was like, oh my God. And it's got that, creepy music, and it's all dark. And I'm like, I'm saying to myself, but I said it aloud, I don't like this place. I'm really scared. I don't want to be here. Well, this other person arrived, and he heard me saying that. And as soon as I turned around, he went, wow. And he had this scary avatar. I was like, creepy.
That's a non-consensual violation to me. Like, I don't like being scared. Like, I really hate the sensation of being scared.
Yeah, he laughed and all that, but he was like, no, I'm sorry, come here, I'll show you. I just had to respawn again, but come on, we're over here in the mansion, and I'm following him. It's all dark. You can put a torch on, so you only see like a round little thing. Everything is dark. And I'm like, oh, don't leave me, please wait for me, don't leave me. It was his mansion. Then there was ghosts, and there was like all these creepy things. And I tried my
It is
best.
Halloween time,
And
so
you
I
had
guess,
to do
I guess
this.
Halloween is the time. To do it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of scary places, but this one had like a ride. You could talk to a cat, get onto a broom, and the broom took you around
Whoa.
flying. I must say, it was a very good world, but it's the fact that it was scary. You see ghosts and clowns
Yeah.
and, yeah, scary stuff. It got too much for me, and I said, I'm sorry, guys. I'll leave you to it. I'll see you another time. I left. Too much.
I also hold my hand, please, for sure.
Oh, for sure. No. I wanted one of my friends with the big avatars, the e-boys. I love e-boys. Everybody knows that about me. Because I feel safe. With someone with a big avatar like that, I feel protected. I don't know why. Yeah.
Wait, what's an e-boy?
But you don't know what an e-boy is. Have a look at a producer. That's an e-boy.
They're kind of like cyberpunk, like emo, like futuristic.
Oh,
but, like usually
Butch,
tad
muscly.
attitude and butch and muscly. Yeah, they're kind of a, like, yeah.
Yes.
Like
I can take you to, the types that usually do the lap dancing and they hang around as FBT heaven. They usually have full body tracking as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to FBT heaven?
I
Yeah, that's
haven't,
E-boy
but
Central.
it sounds like somewhere I should go.
Yeah, it's a good place to see
Yes.
the sexy.
If you like e-boys, yes, definitely. And they dance. And I mean, there's e-girls there too, the nice, very good, amazing dancers as well. I've actually friended a couple of them just because I like to know when they're actually dancing. There's this girl in particular, Haka. She is amazing. She does her own avatars, her own effects. And every time she puts on a show, I want to be there because she's brilliant. But,
Yeah, I wanna see
you
her.
also have sexy boys. Yes, she's very good. Yeah. So I will be taking you to see some e-boys and find you a nice sexy e-boy to give you cuddles.
Beautiful.
And more. I can only promise cuddles, but I can't promise anything else. That's up to them.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
So do you
Yeah.
do the what is it called? The DPS? Is that what it is?
Oh, ERP. ERP it stands for erotic role play. So that's why anybody can do it with their avatar. But DPS is a more of a function, just like Ogoloco in your avatar. It's kind of like a feature in your avatar where it makes the ERP.
That's what it is.
Okay, our producer
That's
just
right.
kind of. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it live, because you don't want to get banned. We're streaming to YouTube, and remember how politically correctness they sort of are. But that's what it stands for. So basically,
okay.
it's your avatar that does these features, but your avatar has to actually have it as well. So when the creator
has to
makes
be
the
built
avatar,
in.
he has to make sure that he puts those built-in things. And so when you're doing the ERP, if you have DPS, it makes it more realistic.
But they don't work on
basically-
quests. So it's sad because my questy doesn't work, which is unfortunate. Quest DPS.
Yeah, but Yeah, but you don't really need DPS to do ERP.
Yeah, totally.
You really don't.
It just, like-
I
I just sometimes
I
want to like show
used to
show
have
my,
Avis.
show all of my orifices more widely, and I can't.
you have to get a very special avatar for that.
Side note: my headset is low, so in case I die, my headset is low. Just it's telling me.
Oh,
Might die soon.
okay. Well, at least you were able to be here with us because it's also always awesome. I told you she talked the sexy talk. It's awesome.
Good. I love it.
Have you seen some of the DPS options? Have you seen an avatar with it?
I haven't. I've only ever really heard what DPS is and what it does, but I've never actually looked into it. But now I'm gonna have
So
to.
definitely- You can look at the avatars that have them, and they're really funny sometimes. Like the options they choose are, I'm always like, who decided these are the positions or the things we would want to do? But also, it's all role play. It's all like doesn't matter what position you're in, just still do something really hot and sexy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you don't have full body tracking, you can do like ERP with a half body, but you've got to just go loco and get into the position. That helps a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you have DPS in your avatar, that makes it even more realistic. So it's useful,
Yeah.
but it's not essential. You can still use your imagination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I saw
I'll
one
take
guy-
you to
one
look
guy,
for some.
I saw a guy who was advertising on FetLife, which is like a kinky website. That he would teach people how to activate their phantom sense in VR, so they could like feel their body getting touched more. And it's interesting that someone's now like offering this training because we've talked a lot about it. But some of it's just like inherent that you get used to it and you learn it. But what do you think of that? Like somebody trying to teach someone how to feel more sexual contact in VR.
Yeah, I have heard of that. I have a friend that actually did that. He would actually try to sort of do like a hypnotize you here in VR
Yeah.
to try to make it, but by the time when I met him, well, he wasn't like a friend. I used to go to a lot of parties from this girl that organized huge parties, up to 30 people in there. So you meet all kinds of people. Some of them are your friends, some of them you're not. Anyway, but this guy, he was saying like, oh, you want to know about phantom touch? I can teach you how. And so I was present in one of the sessions when he was trying to teach my friend that. But I didn't need it because I already had phantom touch. So, but it was interesting to see how he kind of did it. Yeah, there's people that do that.
I one time had a hypnosis
So,
orgasm, which I thought was really cool.
Hypnosis orgasm. That sounds absolutely awesome. I want one. Can I please? May I?
Yeah, no, it was definitely like a unique experience. Like they weren't touching me at all, and they were just like talking to me through the experience, and I was able to.
Wow.
It's hard for me to orgasm in this place, so it was like a beautiful, like my body was like just relaxed enough and present enough to like be stimulated by just the words and my imagination. Yeah, it was nice.
It's funny. I because I mean in the real world, I'm actually very very what's the right word? I guess for the lack of a better word, uptight. Like I get very much into my head, and so I don't relax very easily when I'm with someone. Because I get too much in my head for that, so I can't relax. But funny enough, in VR, it doesn't happen. I'm like, yeah, bring it on. Like I relax. I'm more receptive. It's crazy, and I sometimes.
Good to know about
Good thing
yourself.
to
It's
have.
actually like your idea. Your sex is maybe better than here because you're able to like get out of that activation in your head.
It is, believe it or not, it is. It's come up to the point where I've had, I do have a couple of close friends that I've had over the time that I've been playing VR chat, and in particular with one of them, it was amazing because it got to the point where I was actually dreaming about it, and I was actually coming in real life by just remembering our experience in VR. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
I love that.
Yeah. So you haven't done any sort of ERP or anything like that in here, have you?
No, I haven't. So, I'm married. I think we talked about that last week.
That's right. Yes, I remember
I
now.
have got my
But
husband into VR.
But that's the thing. I have known people that are actually married and they actually play VR together in here. There's a couple. Soleil, she's just died. Anyway, that's all right. Yes, it's because Mexico is very humid and so she's having problems with her electronics. But yeah, there's a couple that I know that play here in VR. And my friends that I introduced, they met here in VR. So I don't know if I've had a partner in real world that would be interested in VR. I would love to come here and Knock his brains out, basically. But yeah, I don't have
That
anybody
would be
like
really interesting to try.
that. Yes. Yes.
Like both wearing our
Definitely. I
headsets,
mean, you
but
don't even have
actually
to.
like
Yeah. Touching. I mean, how would you do it so you're in the same room? You're actually touching him for real, or would you do it so he's in another room and you're like, so he's like, I love her in VR kind of thing.
that's a good idea. I think doing it for real with the headsets on, I think that would be pretty awkward, and we'd probably bang headsets.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if that would work.
Yeah, and the controllers and all that. So the fact that he's in another room, the mic doesn't, feed back onto, you don't get a feedback. And you can spice up your marriage, instead of going for real into a bar and pretend that you're a girl that's being picked up by some guy. No, you do it in VR. It's just like more inexpensive and safer. And that will spice up your life. And then once you get off the headset, you can run over to him and, Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'll have to try that someday.
Yeah. Okay. All right, well, I think we've come to the end of our stream. That's my alarm.
Yeah.
Time to take my medicine. But it's been absolutely fantastic having you, Serendipity. We're really happy for you to be in our team. We're really excited.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be a part of it. This is great.
Okay. Thanks everybody for watching episode 20. Wow, I can't believe it. It's gone so fast. Thank you to our producer, Big Papa. Awesome job. And hope to see you next week. Bye everybody. Bye.
Bye guys.